Chapter 266, When Shao Failed. Saturday morning, September 26th. The heads of the various departments of the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College's first year Extreme Branch and the first-year Mystery Branch had already gathered at the Academic Affairs Office. They would conduct the final human review of this year's freshmen. Actually, all the assessment points had been reported yesterday and entered into the database of the supercomputer Shenong of the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College. The supercomputer Shenong, which also had advanced artificial intelligence, conducted a review and made a preliminary ranking. It also summarized the abnormal situations and asked for a human review. The person in charge of the various departments had come today to carry out the final review before signing the results. After all, the comprehensive evaluation of the freshmen involved many benefits that the students could not see. For example, the extraterrestrial spot. Another example was the recommended list. The school would recommend the top 100 students in the comprehensive assessment to professors who were related to them. The professors from the various faculties would choose 1 to 2 students to be specially recruited. Therefore, the school took this assessment very seriously. The meeting was hosted by the Dean of Academic Affairs, Yan Chen. In the Mystery Branch, the representative of the Supernatural Branch was naturally Wen Shao. The representative of the School of Enlightened Mind was Bian Yuan, the representative of the School of General Senses was Ku Qingshan, and the representative of the School of Radiation Influence was Professor Song Jinglin. The people in charge of the various departments of the Extreme Branch also arrived. Let's have a short meeting. The Dean of Academic Affairs, Yan Chen, was very easygoing. All the teachers are the backbone of our students. The data that was reported has been handled by the supercomputer Shenong after the preliminary trial. There's only one problem this year. As he spoke, the projection behind Yan Chen changed. A student's profile picture and information suddenly appeared. After a comparison with the Shenong believes that Chazan from the Supernatural Branch has taken away 7 individual honors alone, including the outstanding student of the Mystery Branch, the outstanding student of the Supernatural Branch, the outstanding class cadre, the volunteer role model, the star of progress, and the cultivation role model. The Shenong comparison felt that the 7 honors were too different from previous years. Mr. Wen, do you have any explanation for this? Yan Chen asked. Wen Shao did not panic at all when he was asked about this. They were already prepared for this. Director Yan, this student has received a lot of honors this year. The main reason is that this student is indeed very outstanding. Whether it was in terms of cultivation talent or participation in the management of the class. He was also very enthusiastic about helping his classmates. He was also extremely respectful to his teachers. It could be said that he had both learning ability and morals. These were all reported with relevant information. Another reason was that after research, the Supernatural Branch felt that this student's learning ability and morals were excellent. If he could obtain a free spot in the extraterrestrial, it would be very beneficial to his growth. Therefore, after our Supernatural Branch held a meeting to study him, we gave him more honor. We hoped that we could help him reach a higher level and obtain a better cultivation opportunity. Wen Shao spoke very sincerely, almost as if he was being honest. He did not hide anything. Of course, he was a little depressed when he said that. Originally, these rewards were prepared for his specially recruited student, Shang Chun. However, Shang Chun's leg had been broken by Zhu Tui. Even if the first-year ranking battle ended, he would not be able to obtain a ranking on the Longhu list. On the other hand, on the last day of the ranking battle, Chazan had challenged Zhu Tui to a duel after failing to challenge Peter. He had also announced that he would not challenge anyone on the Longhu list on the same day. On the 3rd day after the ranking battle ended, he had obtained the 13th place on the Longhu list. He had obtained the highest ranking and the highest bonus points in the first-year Longhu list. Therefore, all the honor points that the Supernatural Branch had lagged behind previously were placed on Chazan. He hoped to get an extraterrestrial spot. As for Wen Shao's special student, Shang Chun, he could only think of another way. This explanation barely makes sense. Do the other department heads have any objections? If they do, they can discuss it on the spot, Yan Chen said. The teachers in charge of the various departments first glanced at Wen Shao, before their gazes landed on Bian Yuan from the School of Enlightened Mind. Although it was unreasonable for such honor to be focused on a student, it was not unheard of. In order to obtain the extraterrestrial spot, many of the honors were given to a student. In the past, there were also people in the extreme branch who did this. It was not against the rules for Wen Shao to do so. The key was whether the School of Enlightened Mind had any objections. After all, the essence of this matter was that Zhu Tui from the School of Enlightened Mind was fighting for the first place in the comprehensive assessment of the mystery branch in the first year of the university against the supernatural branch's Che Zan. He was just fighting for the extraterrestrial spot. If the School of Enlightened Mind had no objections, everyone naturally had no objections. Why did they have to offend the supernatural branch for no reason? After all, students of the supernatural branch were the favorite teammates of students of the extreme branch. We have no objections. Bian Yuan adjusted his thick-framed glasses and gave an answer that made the teacher in charge's eyes pop out. They thought there would be a good show to watch. They did not expect the School of Enlightened Mind to give up on the competition. Wen Shao was also a little surprised. He had also prepared a lot of excuses. In order to give Che Zan these honors, he had spent the past few days cramming a lot of text materials, videos, and pictures for the honors. It would be useless even if the School of Enlightened Mind objected as long as he showed these honorary materials. After all, to a certain extent, the honor that they had given to Che Zan was also genuine. No objections, we have no objections. Since the School of Enlightened Mind did not compete, the other faculties would not make a fuss either. They all expressed their stance. All right, since there are no objections, I will use my authority to let the supercomputer Shenong handle the abnormal information of Che Zan as usual. In that case, the top 30 key students in the individual assessment of the extreme branch and the mystery branch, and the rankings of the top 100 freshmen in the comprehensive assessment are out. Take a look. If there are no problems, you can sign to confirm it, Yan Chen said. Soon, the assistant sent the rankings to the heads of the various departments. With just a glance, Wen Shao almost jumped up. However, he still forced himself to sit there steadily and finish reading the details. In the individual comprehensive assessment, Che Zan was not the number one in the mystery branch. Zhu Tui was ranked first in the overall assessment of the mystery branch. However, before this, Wen Shao and the others had calculated Zhu Tui's overall score. Then, based on Zhu Tui's score that they had calculated, they gave Che Zan extra points. They only reported it after confirming that they had added on additional points for various honors, and were sure that Che Zan would get first in the individual comprehensive assessment of the mystery branch. But now, Zhu Tui's overall score has exceeded Che Zan's points by 290 points. This was simply... Director Yan, I would like to request to see Zhu Tui's score for the first place in the overall assessment of the mystery branch, Wen Shao requested. Yan Chen did not say anything. He only waved his hand, and the Shenong supercomputer displayed Zhu Tui's evaluation in detail. Wen Shao immediately discovered the problem. Director Yan, the 8th genetic base point that Zhu Tui discovered in his previous research only added 200 scientific research points, right? However, why was it that Zhu Tui had 2 extra points for his research? One was 200 points, and the other was 300 points. Is that a mistake here? Yanshin did not say anything, but the Shenong supercomputer had already reacted and gave a detailed explanation of the 2 bonus points. He had discovered the 8th reaction type genetic base point. It was worth 200 points. He discovered the 9th reaction type genetic base point and the genetic chain ability to increase the overall reaction speed. He gained 300 scientific research points. Wen Shao's mouth suddenly turned into an O shape. Not only Wen Shao, but all the other department heads present, except Bian Yuan, had their mouths agape in shock. Wen Shao was even more stunned. Didn't he just discover the 8th genetic base point? When did he discover the 9th one? He even discovered a genetic ability chain that increased the overall reaction speed? Could he be any more F-King monstrous? After a while, Wen Shao asked, Shenong, do you have detailed information on the 9th reaction type genetic base point? The projection screen changed slightly, and lines of detailed information appeared. He had discovered a brand new 9th reaction type genetic base point. He also discovered a genetic chain ability that could increase one's overall reaction speed. The first researcher was Zhu Tui, and the second researcher was Luo Shifeng. The review process was completed within the university. The Wuxia Genetic Committee had completed its review and was evaluating the final value. This information made Wen Shao tongue-tied again. His face was filled with bitterness. If there's no problem, you can sign and confirm it. I'll report the name list to the principal and let him sign it. Then I'll send it to the Wuxia Genetic Committee. The Wuxia Genetic Committee will record the extraterrestrial spot, Yan Chen said. A minute later, Wen Shao signed his name and glared at Bian Yuan unhappily. Damn it, who said that this person was an honest person? He had long known about the situation, but he did not express any opinion. His honest appearance made Wen Shao feel like he was about to explode. When he left the office building, Wen Shao looked at the blue sky outside and suddenly felt a little confused. What had he been doing all this time? What did he do? What did he fight for? He felt that he had not done anything. He had lost the battle for first place in the supernatural branch's teaching assessment. He did not hesitate to give Zhu Tui, his student's strongest competitor, a warning and punishment when he found an opportunity to get the first place in the comprehensive assessment of the mystery branch. In the end, he even put down his pride and teamed up with his teacher, Zheng Shahong, to put all 7 of the honors on Chezan. They were all points that were worth more than 10 points. Then, all of their efforts were shattered by Zhu Tui's sudden addition of scientific research points. He had lost first place in the students' overall assessment of the mystery branch again. At the same time, Wen Shao had also lost a lot of face, reputation, and even the reputation of the supernatural branch. However, in the end, the supernatural branch did not obtain anything. At this moment, Wen Shao felt like he had F-King died. If he had known this would happen, he would have done nothing. But now, he has lost everything. He had not even obtained a single thing. Just as Wen Shao felt that the entire world was going against him, Zhu Tui was invited into Luo Shifeng's office by Luo Shifeng, who was grinning from ear to ear. Something good had happened.